Hope you're all well. Hope you're keeping good. Let's see what everyone's up to and give you some updates about what's going on at my family garden. And we'll let you know about this new things that are happening here. There's some quite exciting things happening. There's some quite exciting developments going on. And I'm really excited about them actually. So hopefully you guys will be as well. So what's everyone been up to? I know the clocks have gone back. Sorry, clocks have gone forward. I can't remember, spring forward, fall back, whatever it is. But the clocks have gone back, and now we've got an extra hour in the morning. But the day gets a lot darker a lot earlier, so it's hard to get out into the garden as much nowadays, and it's quite difficult sometimes to go out and get a full day's working, especially if you're working, because people come home from work, and by the time they finish work, it's already dark, so they're not getting that evening timing anymore. So let's see who's coming to join us. Brandon's Outdoor Adventures. Brandon, how are you doing? I hope you're keeping well. It's been a while. I hope everything's good. Hope you're all everything's going really good with you. Let's see who else is coming to say hello. We've got 14 people watching, 6 likes. Steve, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. Uh, Steve, right now, we've just been we've started making our chili pickle. So naga, it's not the naga one, but it's the green chili achar. So it's not going to be quite as hot as the naga, but we've been making that, and right now I stink of chili, and I can feel it in my, I can feel the sting of the chili in my eyes at the moment. So you said I'm looking good. I feel a bit. um, so Brandon's doing good. Glad to hear it, mate. Thank you. Thanks very much for coming in. Mike, how are you doing? Thanks very much for joining us. Lindsay, Carol, hope you're keeping well. Tom, thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Not much, just some white radish coming on in polytunnel. If you can get yes, does your polytunnel get really cold at night, or is it staying at a steady temperature in there? Because you could potentially get some lettuces and stuff sown as well, and a little bit of sort of Chinese salad greens or Asian, salads. You can get those sorts of things growing. They're quite hardy, and they're not bad. How are you doing? Obi Riz, Walaikum Assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. I did container potatoes following your advice. Best ever. You need a full time show. Forget garden as well. I wish. I wish. I mean, that'd be the dream. That'd be the absolute dream. But in the meantime, we've got this place. We've got this. We've got YouTube. We can put on things that people won't put on. I mean, we can do it. So making hot sauce later. Oh, Tom, that's exactly what we're making naga achar, chili achar today, and then tomorrow it's going to be naga achar and garlic achar. But the pot, it's a massive pot on the oven at the moment, on the stove at the moment. Um, so we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So my chilies have been awesome this year. Steve, it's been a good year for chilies. It's been a really good year for chilies. Laura, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Naz, there you go. There's your shout out. Thanks very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well, and I hope everything's going good. Um, my wife doesn't like me in the garden. What shall I do? Get her in the garden with you. Um, try and grow something that she likes. So find out what she likes, and grow some of that, or grow something just specifically for her, and or give her some space to get involved in the garden as well. And when everyone's getting involved, and the whole team, the family, the wife, the kids, the husbands, everyone's getting involved, and you're all doing your stuff together, it just makes everything so much nicer. um So would love your advice on a potted lemon tree and microgreens. Is your lemon tree quite healthy? What you wanting to do with it? If you tell me what you want to do with it, and then we can try and give you some advice on it. But microgreens are really easy. I mean, the hardest thing about growing microgreens is getting hold of cheap enough seeds to make it worthwhile. But things like mung beans, mung beans, you can get a packet of mung beans from the shop for a couple of pound. You can get a couple of packets of dry chickpeas from the shop for a couple of pound. And if you can, for them, just sow them heavily, sow them in a slight bit of water. I mean, with mung beans, grow them in a Coke bottle or something. Just and just remember to change the water each day, and you'll have yourself microgreens ready for you to take anytime you want throughout the winter. They're ready within about 2 weeks. They're ready to harvest. Same with chickpeas. I mean, the plant chickpea sprouts are edible, so no problem there. So get them, get some chickpeas really cheaply. Just on a tray, a tiny bit of soil, and you'll have small microgreen plants in a matter of weeks. But if you're going for some of the, I mean, peas, sunflowers, they're quite popular. Peas are easy to germinate. You don't need heat for that. But with stuff like sunflowers, you might need a bit of heat for that. Um, so there's no heating in there, but we'll try some pak choi. Pak choi is pretty good. Mizuna, Mabuna, they're quite good as well. Um, but if you find, yeah, they're quite good. Lettuce is good. Uh, so love the fact that your garden is full of bananas. Yeah, I know jackfruit is nasty. Brandon, I like jackfruit. Proper ripe jackfruit when it's picked fresh from the tree and then you eat that. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I love it. I absolutely love it. Uh, but but I mean, it is one of those things that some people do really like and some people can't stand the smell of. It's not as bad as durian fruit, but it's close. It is one. Um, Andy Smith, thanks very much for coming in and joining us. Hope you're keeping well. New subscriber. There, I'll get my words out at some point. Uh, just want to say your videos are great. A real garden, not a pretty boy garden. See, yeah, just like me, I'm not much of a pretty boy. My garden's not much of a pretty boy either. So yeah. um, yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's a family garden, and that's the whole thing about the channel name as well. It's what we do, what a normal person can achieve. I mean, we've got a bigger than normal plot because we're on a corner, but it's a normal semi-detached house, and it's what an average family can achieve in the garden. Because we've got to accommodate the kids, we've got to accommodate my wife and a flower area and a sitting area, and then my vegetable area. So it's bringing all of those things in together, and it's one of the things that I think we're losing as societies are developing is that gardening together and growing food together and enjoying that space together, and it's something that it'd be really good to do. Um, Andrew Moore, thank you very much for coming in and joining us. Great channel. You're a constant inspiration. You inspired me to try green manures this year. Love your recipes. Andrew, I'm glad you're trying green manures. I'm a real advocate for green manure. It's one of those things that I think um, it's a good way of carbon sequestration. So all winter long, your plants are taking carbon out of the atmosphere and putting it into the soil. And then when you chop and drop that in the spring, that's all just breaking down and feeding your soil and adding fertility to your soil, planting green manures like legumes, and you're adding nitrogen content into your soil as well. So you're onto a constant winner there. And you're saving your soil from being eroded and from being damaged by the winter weather. So it's absolutely fantastic. I love green manure. Um, but thanks very much for coming in, everyone. Guys, we've got 25 people in the house. We've got 11 likes. If you haven't hit that like, please hit that like. Let's get that like count up a little bit. Um, Zaman Organic Gardening, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. There's another guy who grows a lot of exotic veg, does some absolutely amazing stuff. Garlic's coming on using you. Oh, I missed that comment. Let me get back to that. Method, love that video. Your son is so cute. Hoping to keep my lemon tree outside. It's in a pot, sheltered spot against the wall. Got a bit of fleece. I think you'll need a bit more than a bit of fleece. I wouldn't leave a lemon tree outside in the garden. I left a um, I mean, I heat one of my greenhouses with compost, and I've made a DIY greenhouse heater for the other greenhouse, but it my greenhouses never freeze, so they're always at least about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. On a really cold day, they might get really cold. You know, they might get to a freezing point, but they're never. Um, you never get frost in there. You never get any solid. You know, the ground never actually freezes, so it's always warmish or much warmer than outside. But I've overwintered a couple of lemon trees out there. Um, I don't think fleece will do it just in a normal backyard. If you depending on where you are though, if you can give it some kind of more protection than that. Um, Ismail Korolia, walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. Hendrik, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in, joining us all the way from Egypt. Hope the weather's not too cold out there. It's freezing over here at the moment. We had our first frost a couple of days ago. You'll be probably working on your tan. I had my first harvest of Jerusalem artichokes and I added them to a lamb curry. Steve, we grew Jerusalem artichokes for the first time last year. Um, they're quite nice actually. I was surprised at how versatile they are. I think we cooked them with prawns, so we chopped them really finely and cooked them with prawns, but they were really quite nice. Bristol veggie beds. Have you finished your chicken house? I have finished my chicken house. I finished it a couple of weeks ago and got everyone moved over into the new place. I need to get the new video out, um, but I've got it filmed. I just need time to edit it and get it out. So when do you think the best season for planting potatoes? Not gonna lie, I plant them in the beginning of summer. Um, I plant my potatoes around March time, so depending on how cold it is outside. So if you're growing them in containers, I normally plant mine in early March. My first early is early March. Put them in the greenhouse, and then move them out once it's a little bit warmer, so towards the end of April. Um, but early April as well, I'll get my potatoes planted in wood chips as well because the wood chips are a lot warmer. Again, it's they're perfectly fine out there. So early March to mid April is when I normally go for them. So it depends. I've got some really good videos on growing potatoes. Go and check them out. Tony from Simplified Gardening. There you go. See, I was just thinking when you were talking about potatoes, I was just thinking about Tony actually, because he's an absolute inspiration when it comes to growing potatoes in buckets. He's got loads of tips and tricks. Um, Henrik hit the like before the chat. That's what I'm talking about. The city did remove a biomass. City did remove. The city removed your biomass. No way. You've been working hard on getting that set up. That's really bad. Have you had words with them, or have you spoken to anyone? Home allotment veggie beds. How are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I see by one of your uploads you've got your chicken in the new coop now. Yeah, the chickens are all in the new coop. They're all transferred over a couple of weeks ago, settling in nicely. If we constantly add humus mulch to the pot, do we really think that we lose nutrients to the winter weather? Steve, um, uh, there's a couple of really good research papers on, you know, compost leaching. Do you know, so if you're talking about do you know when you talk about humus, let's talk about it from a two different aspects. So compost as one method of adding new humus. There's some really good research papers. All you have to do is go into um, Google and type in "does compost leach," and some of the first results you'll find are some university academic papers on the effects of leaching and water on compost and how it leaches. So you can have a look at that. I mean, the conclusions are that it does leach. So there is nutrient loss, and given the state of our rivers, given the state of our water table, I think it's better for us to try and minimize the amount of nutrients that get washed into that. But that being said, you won't lose all your fertility. You will lose some. But if you're going for, I mean, I go for a method of mulching where I use compost, but then I sandwich it with heavy mulch, so I'll protect the compost, and that gives me an extra layer of protection over that compost, and it allows, keep allows the temperature to stay a little bit warmer, allows the biological activity to work a little bit, because everything slows down in the winter. Even bacteria slows down as the temperature drops, but some of it will continue working if you can get it a little bit warmer. So that's my thinking anyway. There's some really good papers on compost and its leaching, so do just have a look at that. I'll be building a new chicken run for my garden that's been sat in my shed for the past 11 months. No way, 11 months. Uh, it's just so much to do. Thanks very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Can we have your hot sauce recipe? I've got an agar I've got a chili achar recipe on YouTube already, so you can go and have a look at that video. It's there. The one that I'm using to make the pickles that we're bringing out for sale, I won't be sharing that, and that makes sense why. Because hopefully that's the exciting news. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks we should have a brand of pickles, a brand of homemade recipes, traditional recipes that that have been handed down from my wife's grandma, and that's what we're bringing to market. So hopefully we'll have some of that for sale within. It should be on my website in the next couple of weeks up for sale. Otherwise, you can message me direct and we can sort that out. But that recipe we won't be sharing, but there is one recipe up there already. I'm trying your technique for growing potatoes and wood chips this winter. Oh, fantastic, Laura! Do you know? There was a gentleman. His name was Graham. He used to come onto the live chats quite a bit. He's a little bit older than us, but he sent me some pictures of what he was doing. He prepared his wood chip beds in winter. So early winter, he prepared his wood chip beds, and then come spring, his wood chip beds had already broken down and started composting in situ. And he was saying that he had one of the best potato crops for a while. So yeah, I hope you do have good results. And it doesn't put me in. It always puts me under a lot of pressure when people tell me things like that, though. Um, uh, I put planning in to add my second story to my double garage as a new recording studio. It's been 16 weeks and not heard. Planning applications take forever. They're an absolute nightmare. Can you not get a? Can you not just build under permitted developments? Because like when we had our attic done, we didn't need planning. We just needed permit. We just needed to comply to. It was covered under permitted developments, but we had to comply to building standards and have a council surveyor come and sign everything off. Assalamu alaikum. Come on, but wa alaikum assalam. Good boy. But everything was done on the permitted developments. Um, can you use some of that legislation to get your thing through? Um, so where's he gone? What was Steve saying? By the way, Monty won't say my channel. See, Steve, I won't say. They trip me up. You see, they proper crack me. They proper caught me out. Steve and Dean, they proper caught me out. What they did was I. He's got this channel called Norfolk and Good, right? Now, if you say that a little bit faster, it sounds like you're swearing, and they proper caught me out. So I've got to be very careful of that. And it took me probably an hour of me repeatedly saying this to actually click on and figure out what I was actually saying. So that's the reason why I won't say his name. This is how it goes. They see it as trash and the property doesn't belong to me. Oh man. Uh, what's going on? Ian Matthews, how are you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Thanks very much for coming in. Hope everything's good with you and everything over the other side at Pennines. Um, no worries. I did not bury the city. Took it. Oh no, man. Such a shame that they just burnt it, took it away and burnt it all. Um, about the sale of produce. Facebook police will get you. Um, d- eh, what are the rules of selling? I don't know the rules about selling on Facebook. I'll do a bit of advertising on Facebook. Any sales will go through me personally, or go through my website. But we'll see. I don't know that. I haven't looked at Facebook's rules on selling. But Facebook police can be a little bit drastic, can't they? Sometimes. We'll see. I'm not sure if it was covered under permitted developments as the garage is standalone. Okay, okay. Cost me 800 quid to get the plans drawn and you pay to put. Yeah, surveyors and architects are an absolute fortune. For 800 quid's pretty expensive for a garage development. I mean, I don't think I paid anything near that for when I had my drawings done for the attic extension. But it is expensive. It really is expensive in the wrong profession, I think. Um, because some of those boys that are doing that sort of thing earn some decent money. Um, I hope someday own some land and then I can do whatever. Henrik, you and me both. I'm just living on that dream that one day that I'll be in a position to be able to buy my farm and move out onto a farm and maybe build a little community out there. And if anyone wants to join me, then hopefully, yeah, get in touch because I'm looking. What I want to do is this is the dream. So if we can get a good 10, 15 people and we can go and buy a full on farm and then we'll build little, divvy up bits of land, divvy up bits of work, and just live as a community out there. But that's the dream. Because because it's people want to be self sufficient and they want to be independent, but we need a community. COVID has proved that. The way people have left me comments on some of my videos and that like there's this one comment that I'm always thinking about. It was from an elderly lady, and she's always saying that for a year she hadn't seen her grandkids, and just being in watching us interact with our kids is something that's kept her going through lockdown, and it's that sort of thing that's proved that we need it's reminded people that we need people, we need that human contact, and we need that. We're dependent so much on people, and it's fine to be independent. It's fine to be a little bit self sufficient, but we need that community. I think. Um, Angela, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. I just got my very first allotment in memory of my dad, who I lost to COVID. So I'll be watching you very. Angela, I'm very sorry to hear about your father. Yeah, and I'm really glad that you got that allotment. Was your dad a big allotmenter? Did he enjoy his allotment and vegetable growing? I need to set up a new studio so I can go full time next year. Yeah, Tony. What happened to your old studio? When did you give that up? Because I know you gave it up, but I can't remember when you gave it up. But it's much better that you. I mean, once you pay that upfront cost, then you're not spending all that money on rent again. Um, so your dad loved gardening. I'm glad you're taking it up and living. Carrying that thing on. Um, when I was a kid, when I was really small, my dad had an allotment. I mean, my father passed away when I was 7, so we didn't get that much time together. But I remember, causing trouble on the allotments as little kids, just like my kids do while I'm working. and they're in and about everything. And we were like that. Me, my brother, and my little sisters. We were picking gooseberries. We were making gooseberry chutney, getting into everything, messing about, getting shouted at by the old men while we were nosing about and getting trampling on people's plants and stuff like that. But yeah, it's some of the happiest memories that I've got from growing up, and that's what I'm trying to give my kids. It's just something that they can take away with them, and they can enjoy as well. Um, so what you're doing, Angela, all power to you. I think it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Guys, we've got 33 people, 24 likes. If you haven't hit that please hit that like for me. It'd be really good if you did. It helps with the algorithm and gives us a little boost in that sense. Um, so yeah, I gave the keys back end of August. At least it's not costing you rental money anymore. And if you use that, just maintaining your new place, and once you've got, like I said, once you've got that upfront cost out of the way, you've got your studio for you're not wasting that money on that rent, and you're just carrying on going forward. Um, uh, so David, thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. I'm thinking of going comfrey and golden seal in a leaf compost together. Any opinions in a shady area? I'm not sure I've not heard of golden seal before, but comfrey, absolutely get it grown. Um, absolutely fun. It does great in sunny areas, shady areas. I've got it growing at the bottom of a hedge, so really poor soil area. One thing about comfrey is, because it's a dynamic accumulator, it's got a long tap root, but the amount of nutrients that it's going to hold in the leaves for you to make nettle tea and for adding for compost and stuff like that is only going to be as good as the soil that's in down there. I mean, the comfrey that I've got is at the bottom of a privet hedge. Where the privet takes up most of the moisture, sucks everything up, but it does well. I mean, it does okay there, and it's burrowing down into that deeper soil and pulling something extra. So it's doing okay. I imagine if I'd have grown it somewhere else, in a bit more of a better environment, I'd have got a much bigger punch from that. Blue Pixie, how are you doing, Pam? Hope you're keeping well. Thanks very much for coming in. Um, so, Tony's landlord tried to quadruple the rent. There's some greedy buggers out there, isn't there? There really is some greedy people out there. Um, if you're doing well, you're doing well. You've rented something, you're doing well. Carry on doing what you're doing. But but there's some greedy people that just see a bit of success and they just want to take everything as much, or take from it as much as they want, and it's not fair. But I'm glad you're getting yourself independent. Once you're on your own land and you're doing it, then it'd be brilliant. Um, David, not a problem at all. My available garden is tarmac. What do you reckon the best approach is? Containers or raised beds? Would raised beds work on tarmac? Raised beds will work on tarmac. Containers, one of the things you're going to have, containers are fine for small potted plants. If you've got maybe a large container, 30, 40 litres, and you've got blueberries in there or some raspberries in there, it's fine for those sorts of things. Maybe strawberries do really good in containers, that's fine. But if you want to grow, one of the problems, the biggest problem with containers is that they need a lot of water. So you're constantly watering. So raised beds would be the better way to go on that sort of substance. Um, have you ever thought about getting old bathtubs? Because they're ready-made raised beds. I've got an old bathtub that I'm meant to do. I meant to do it this year. I never got around to doing it, but I just wanted to bring the old bathtub. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do the garden that I used to have, because in the house that I used to live in, the space that we had was about 4 feet of concrete, so we had hardly any space at all. Let me just put that on silent because someone's bothering us. Sorry about that. Um, so we had about 4 feet of concrete on one side, and then on the other side, you walked out the door and you're on the main road. So, but my mum still grew in that backyard. In that small amount of space that we had, my mum still grew vegetables. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to recreate that and make it look reasonable. I didn't have the time to do it this year. Hopefully next year I will do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bath and then just clad it, and then it'll actually look like a proper featured piece of work, as well as recycling a piece of rubbish, um, hiding from fireworks. It's still going on. It's like we're in the middle of a war zone. It's absolutely mental at the moment. So golden seal is a medicinal plant. David, I'm gonna have to look at golden seal, but thank you for that. I'm gonna have a look at what this golden seal stuff is. Um, so I'm a new subscriber and love what you're doing. I just harvested the last of my squashes today, cutting them right away this time after watching your video on how to. Oh, Les, how that's brilliant. I'm glad you've joined us and you're enjoying the videos. Thanks very much for that bit of feedback. How did your squashes do this year? So idiot thinks I was earning like Mr. Beast. See, Tony, people think I'm earning millions from YouTube. Um, I'm trying to save at the moment. I'm just trying to save up for a new laptop. I wanna get hopefully next year. I want to get a camera and need a new laptop. My laptop's really slowed down on editing, so I'm just trying to save up my YouTube money to get to that. But it takes time, man. It's people see a few videos and think, right, you're doing it, but they're yeah, you're right. They don't know the struggle. You're absolutely right. They don't know the struggle. I mean, I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with Mike Hogue, and my laptop's webcam stopped working. So, but it was a really important interview. So that's another 50 quid to get a webcam. A decent webcam to plug in, and get just so I could do that video. But there's a lot of costs that just yeah, just doesn't it goes unnoticed sometimes. Um, just watch when you clad the bath that the cavity under it doesn't become a new home for a nest of rats. See, Tony, the idea that I had, right, because the cavities got a good amount of space under there. So what I wanted to do was you clad it, right, and then you make either a false draw, or you make a false door. So into that cladding, put a door, so cut a door in and attach that with some hinges. And it's a really good storage place for pots and tools and little things. So over winter, you can stick all your tools and stuff in there, and it becomes a nice little storage space as well. So hopefully this year I'll get around to doing it, but it's just always, you know, things are always getting in there. And rats. Well, at least you know where they are then. Do you know? I really enjoyed your videos. KSQ vlogs, thanks for walaikum salam. Thanks very much for coming in. Also planting my vegetable garden, many vegetables this year. Fantastic, great stuff. I've watched a couple of your videos. Yeah, you're doing a good job out there. Um, I'm just about to put a bath into my garden. I'm going to put it raised off the ground to avoid rats. YouTubing is hard. Steve, it definitely is hard work, man. It absolutely is hard work. Um, I can't earn minimum wage, on working on YouTube. So, but it takes more time than a full time job. Um, and, one of the things that I like to do is I like to respond to people's comments. So those comments come in, and I'm answering people all the time. Talking back to them, talking with them, answering questions, and that takes a lot of time. But people sometimes it's not appreciated um, how long time it takes. And just to film a 10-minute video can take a few hours filming, and then another few hours editing, and then another few hours promoting that video. So it's pretty much a full time job. I mean, I've slowed down a little bit over the last few months because it was just getting too much for me. I've done the week. I've still kept regular, but it's just a lot of work. Um, so I'm into seed saving. What are your thoughts, Andrew? The more seed saving, the better. I think everyone should be saving seeds. I did a video about saving seeds and some of the methods that I use to save seeds on Patreon. If anyone wants to grab my Patreon link and put it up for me, if one of the mods want us to do that, that'd be good. Um, but yeah, I put a video out on Patreon because I think everyone should be saving seeds. Seed saving is so easy. There's some plants that are really easy to save seeds from, things like runner beans and peas. You know, those really big type of seeds, really easy and really easy to keep as well. Just leave them in the pods until springtime and just pick them out of the pods and just plant them. Um, but um, there's some other seeds, you know, that they can be a little bit more finicky around whether the plant actually breeds true. You know, some chilies, for example, chilies, if you they cross pollinate really easy. Tomatoes really cross pollinate quite easy, but even if you grow the seed, you're not going to end up with a. You're not going to plant a chili and end up with a tomato. Yeah, you can end up with another chili, whether it's absolutely bang on to the one that you wanted and or not. It might not be. It might that might not be there, but it's still going to be a decent chili. You know, most of them are. So save your seeds. Is that is the thing about independence. You know, that is the thing about self sufficiency. um, Thompson Morgan, Sutton's. What's the other one? I think it's Kings as well, or might have been Dobbies or Kings. They're all one company. They've all been bought out by one company, so the seeds are all coming from the same place. It's one company from controlling your seed supply. Something happens to that company, and you're in trouble. So save your seeds and get seed saving is your power. I'm a big believer in that. I mean, I did a video about it and I put it on Patreon for people to have a look at. Uh, Thanks very much for Tony. He's grabbed my Patreon link. So if anyone does want to support my channel, that's a great way of supporting our channel.
I have lots of water today.
So I don't know. I don't know what he just said, but off he goes. I'm happy that you visit my. Yeah, I do. I do get watch a couple of videos every now and then. You've got some good stuff going on. Um, Editing, uploading YouTube stuff takes Steve. It does. I mean, and it's all Anytime you wanna up up the quality of your upload as well. So if you wanna increase the quality of your editing, the more time you've got to put in it. If you wanna, I started putting in at one point. I started putting in B rolls and stuff like that, but yeah, sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it adds that extra little bit, but sometimes it doesn't really add anything to the message. Do you know? Uh, if I'm doing a recipe video, adding we had different camera angles, we had different shots, but if you start adding B rolls and stuff like that into there, it doesn't really make anything to the video. So if you're adding something to the video, then fair enough. I do that. I mean, Tony's done some, editing's really spot on. He's still editing his videos himself.
My tummy hurts.
Have you finished eating?
No, I had chocolate milk.
Okay, just relax a bit. Don't jump about too much.
Ah,
I spend around 15 hours to edit one of my 15-minute videos, and that's just the edit. You see, exactly, Tony. Do you know when I edit
hi, Tony.
when I edit a video, I have to take a day out of work to edit a video, and I work for myself. So if I'm not, if I'm not working, then we're not doing well. Gardening's a good job. You've stopped fighting the fires then. I haven't. I'm in work now. See, Tony, I don't know how you do it, mate. Sometimes I was struggling with the editing, and I'm uploading my summer videos now. It takes a bit, but still sharing. See, I one of the things that I like doing, tips on editing and video production, is I've got videos filmed, so I'm covered for the next 2 or 3 weeks in terms of video production. I've got videos produced, I just need to edit and upload them. So I've got them shot, I've got them ready. I've got 2 or 3 videos in my hand at the moment, ready to go. So if I fall ill, and I've got to be prepared because I'm someone who does have a long
Potato!
I am someone who does have a long term health condition. So at any one point, something can happen to me, and I'm not in action. I mean, last weekend we didn't do the live stream because I couldn't sit like this. I mean, I couldn't sit like this for very long. I wouldn't have coped through the live stream like this. So I've got a few videos ready in my hand that all I need to do is edit and upload them and then get them out. So I try to do it all in one take at the moment. If you can do it in one take, fantastic. I mean, absolutely brilliant if you can do it in one take. If you see my live stream, I'm constantly stuttering. I'm constantly. I mean, I've got better over the last couple of years that I've been on YouTube, but I'm constantly stuttering. I'm constantly mixing my words up. That's a bit disgusting. Come on, have some sense, boy. Or just for those videos here. Videos slow down at the end of the month. I'm finally having an operation on the 17th. Oh, Tony, that'll be good, man. I know it's an operation, but hopefully that'll sort your vertigo out. I really
Who's Tony?
hope that.
Which one?
Simplified Gardening, you know Tony. What's going on here now? I have about 40 hours of film to edit into 15 videos, but my PC isn't playing it. See, Blue, Pam, I'm having the same problem at the moment. So when I'm editing, sometimes the video's so glitchy, and you're trying to edit through the glitches. It's a nightmare. So it can be a bit difficult. I can't do a sentence in one.
Yay!
I've got top chat on. I've just realised I've got top chat on instead of live chat. So
What's top chat?
If I've missed your comments and I haven't responded to you, I do apologise for that. So I've just
What's
realised
top chat and what's live chat?
Top chat, live chat shows you every comment. Top chat just shows you highlighted comments. So yeah.
I feel like my scarf.
So you guys aren't getting outside as much as well, are you? You started playing football so Tayyib started his Saturday football. Khadija started a Saturday football practice as well. So hopefully a little bit of practice and we'll get you into a team soon.
I got shin pads, football socks, and the goalie gloves.
So
I play football at school.
Look, you got football pads, shin pads, and
goalie gloves
all in one day, right?
And you got football shoes.
When I was his age, I was dreaming of that sort of stuff. Yeah, I didn't get my first pair of football boots till I was about 14, 15. And I got my football boots. I had to save my £2 from my paper round.
What?
I used to get £2 for doing a paper round.
What's a paper round?
And that's what I used to save up to get my football boots.
I just said you used to save up to get a bike.
Yeah, I did that as well.
What's a paper round?
Paper round, you know the guy who delivers newspapers to people's houses?
How come they don't do that anymore?
Because people don't buy as many papers anymore.
They used to have little shops, I think. I don't know.
The time you miss with your dad might be that makes
Where?
you do that. It might be Henrik. I mean, hopefully these guys will have some memories to when they're older and they'll remember that. Won't you? Hopefully, and you'll learn some lessons and you'll be able to take that forward. Where are you going? Carol, hope you're keeping well. Thanks very much for coming in. Didn't realise how much work is involved until I tried doing a video of a walk around my allotment. Yeah, Carol, it takes it does take a lot of energy sometimes, and a lot of effort. KSQ Vlog just saying hello to you guys.
Who?
They used to come up all the time and join us, but then they got banned. Didn't you? You got banned from coming up.
Yeah, and then we started coming up again.
But they started coming up again because they got put into timeout because they were being a bit too. They were sending me a little bit too crazy, so you got banned. Um, um, Metro Kid, busy night with the kids.
What day is it? It's Sunday.
It's a really busy night
already.
today. So
No, it's Saturday.
Saturday. So we've so today was the video where we're making. So today was the day where we started our char. So hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, Steve, sit back. What are you doing, man? So
Right. I got
everyone can see your eyes. Go on. That's fine. So
what colour is his eyes?
hopefully in a couple of weeks' time,
Oh, man.
we're gonna have a char for sale via our website and via me directly. But
They're gonna damage your eyes. Hold your
yeah,
eyes.
so we're gonna have
I want to pretend
pickles.
to go to sleep with those.
We're gonna have pickles. We're gonna have 3 flavors. We're gonna have some really hot Naga, super hot chili achar. We're gonna have some green chili achar.
Can I say the last
which
one?
is a little bit milder, and the last one.
Beetroot.
No, it's not beetroot. That
Beetroot is his favourite.
The beetroot pickle's mine. That's for my sandwiches.
Beetroot is his favourite sandwich.
They're gonna hurt your
Blue is
eyes.
obsessed with. He's closing his eyes, and then I.
Yeah, and the last one's gonna be garlic. Garlic is the last one.
Garlic.
So, Escobar, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I hope you're keeping well. Thanks for joining us.
He made some purple water.
Can't cope with autocorrect.
I don't have.
It gets people into
Our
a lot of.
glasses suit you.
It gets people into a lot
This
of
guy
trouble sometimes.
says, that's
Laura.
Laura,
That's
girl.
Laura,
The
not
blue,
this
no, the blue pixie said, nah, I have
Gorgeous
chestnut eyes.
Chestnut.
Yes, chestnut. It's hazel colour, like
Yes.
eye colour. My eyes are brown.
See.
What's this?
The garlic one looks incredible.
What's the door?
See, we're making the chili one that's not supposed to be that hot, right? And
What is it?
I can. We were making that earlier on. So
I get restless a lot.
So just before I came onto the live, I literally left the pot on the stove, and my wife's finishing it off, and it's.
I like biting.
The chili smell is getting in, up your nose, into your eyes, and it's burning a little.
Even
bit.
onions burn.
But, it's coming. Anyone who prepared to publish their life on YouTube deserves massive respect. It takes so much time and effort to produce a video. What's the matter with you? Oh.
I can't see, I'm blind.
So do you like being on YouTube? Do you like doing your YouTubing? Do you like that we've got a YouTube channel?
I want my own YouTube channel.
You want your own YouTube channel?
He wants to happen like he asked in Yusuf
Man,
do.
you've been such a
No,
positive.
I want to do only like a few. Yeah, they gave it away. They saw Yusuf hiding behind the door
So,
when Yasin was walking through the door.
Red focus on this.
But that channel sucks though.
Man, you've been such a positive influence after
Who's
lockdown. Me, just mega mini backyard. Thanks for all your positive. Oh,
At
man.
football practice, Yusuf was
thanks
just
for
my
that.
cousin was just megging me multiple times.
Thanks for that.
And he
feedback.
goes under.
I really appreciate that.
And he's only 6, and he goes
and
under 10.
I'm glad that we're actually helping. That's the thing that keeps me going. Knowing that people value it. Knowing that people value it and people are benefiting from it. If you wouldn't mind, you want to help me, then if you want to help me as well, please share my videos out to people. Post about them on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just if you can get me a bit of publicity as well, then that'd be great.
Dad, for my birthday, can I get an iPad?
No. No apples in this house. Zaman,
You eat apples lot.
Zaman, walaikum assalam.
But I have apples every day
those apples are alright. Those apples are alright. The other apples are not good.
Why?
I don't like them.
Oh, why?
Look, you can get an Android.
Sasa has an Apple computer, and
you
you could even figure out how to use it.
Yeah, apples are too complicated. I don't know how to use it, so I won't be able to monitor what you're doing.
If you get us a Nintendo, you should get the Nintendo parenting app because I saw on the YouTube video about it. Bowser Junior.
Wasn't the iPod apple?
iPod apple. Stop picking.
Wait, was
Yeah, the iPod that me and
this is
Khadija
crazy.
owned before Khadija took it outside and dropped it.
So yeah.
So it's Khadija's fault.
These.
And that.
Well, I still
See
know
what
what the phone
happens.
is.
See,
Yeah, I know,
This is
I
why they
tried
got banned
turning
from.
on.
This is why they got banned from coming in, because they just take over, and then I'm just left sat here trying to figure out what to do next. So this is why they got into trouble and got banned. It goes absolutely mental. It absolutely goes mental.
Where's
It's
the charger gone?
oh.
I want to in this time.
Can I tell a story?
See, put ads in and watch that. You get more cash. Try Linux system, then your laptop will run again.
Can I get any type of iPad or
See-
tablet or something like that? Dad, can I get
Ads
like
are on. Ads are on, but the amount that you get from
Dad, can I get like an
Help
iPad?
me, I need
Can
a
I
charger.
get an iPad or
No,
something
no,
like
not-
that?
you
No,
don't
not
get
an
anything.
iPod, an
You don't-
iPad or something.
you're not
Look
getting
at my
anything.
phone.
You're not getting anything.
Can I have a tablet?
I got a tiny phone.
So yeah, Henry, we've got ads on the videos, but the amount that you get in from an advert, it's just absolutely pathetic. It's really poor. Laura, thanks for
to get
joining
this
us.
thing
I hope
on?
you have a great week, and we'll see you again here next week. Yeah. So
Can
Henry,
I at least get my own computer?
Henry,
Because that's going to be mine. That
No,
no, we're sharing that one.
No, you're gonna pick this one, not your box, the other one.
so
No, we're sharing that one. When
No, that was mine. You're gonna have the old one.
No!
See,
This thing won't turn on.
Look, Pam says you misses the time with mine being heffalumps now. What's a heffalump?
Dad,
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear.
where Heffalump? Where Heffalump?
Good dog, sorry I missed most of this. Been meaning to tune in. Good
Dad.
dog, thanks for joining us, mate. Even though it's for a small amount of time. But we're still here for another few minutes.
It's a wall.
Dad,
What?
can you get me like
Hello?
an action figure or
No.
something?
You got loads of action
No.
figures.
No, I don't.
No.
Just so
Those aren't
live
stuff like
notification.
this,
Oh, that's
no.
poor.
Those aren't even real action figures. Action
It's a
figures you can just like hold
Okay.
in the hand.
It's a shame that it
Like,
sent it out so late.
You're gonna see
But I'm glad you're
the-
able to come in for a few minutes
below
and
this
see
part and
the
and
total
the head.
chaos just going
No.
just going all over the
Yeah.
place.
No.
The kids are united. I'm just sort of losing the battle at the minute.
Whoa,
Um,
Kids United versus
So
Dad
mate, it's-
City. It's Kids United versus Dad
it's
City in
just
football.
I'm losing it. I'm just losing it. I'm just losing everything.
We have a stronger army.
Yeah, you got a stronger army. You're lucky Zaki's not here. Now I can't read. So you're lucky Zaki's not here.
Yeah, we
Otherwise-
got Zaki. We got Zaki.
If you get Zaki here, then it'll go even It'll even
Yeah,
go
let's
crazy.
go on him.
No, leave him out. Leave him out.
Ah!
I can't handle him right now.
It pulled my hair.
I can't handle him right now.
Yay!
A great lumpy grown-up elephant. Talk about CG.
That's Dad. That's Dad. He's a
Don't know,
great
she's,
grumpy old elephant.
I send you an email.
Wait, what does that say?
Okay, I'll check your email.
What does that say?
Heffalump. Back.
I just Huffledump.
Yeah, Huffalump, not a Heffalump.
Nice.
I can't read. My daughter has just gotten out of her Halloween stash from Sunday. Sit back, man.
What do you mean?
We got
Sweet Taylor got
sweets for Halloween. Spent the past hour sorting it. And she's now
Screaming for more.
she now has a big a bag of hot candy to give away. Oh, see, these guys want me to take them to the shops to buy them sweets when there's a house full of sweets, right?
There's no coming.
Sweets, I'm gonna hide it from us.
They don't hide it from you. If we put it in front of you, you'd finish it in 1 minute. It's crazy. You guys are too much. Tony, thanks for joining us. Have a good night and see you again next week. Hope you keep well. Good night. Steve, you take care, mate. I'm gonna go back to finishing off my Nagar chard for next week. Yeah, and then tomorrow get on with the other Nagar chard. Leave it for a few days to mature, and then we'll start bottling it up. and get it listed on the
I'm
website.
definitely
if
not
you are
mature.
if you are into our channel and you want to try something proper traditional, then this is the way to do it.
Honestly, you can get some spicy ones.
Micah, 6 years old,
Wait,
has
I'm
just
not
heard your
gonna
kids and
hide.
popped over to see what's going on.
Huh?
Absolute pandemonium is what's going on.
I want to make some stop
absolute
motion
pandemonium.
videos.
I don't know what stop motion is, mate.
Stop motion is like where you get like
You're
an
gonna se-
action figure.
You're gonna send me
It's kind of like
the
animation in real life.
Okay. But let's
But I'm
We've
gonna
been
need
playing
to
all
know
this
how
time.
to edit.
Okay. But it's been fun. It's been it always gets a little bit more entertaining when these guys join in.
I feel like biting.
I've been busy this morning.
I feel like
sending
biting Dad's
emails to
arm.
the government representatives.
I did my own arm.
What you
I did my own arm.
What are you sending emails about?
Can I please bite someone?
Stop motion is great fun. I used to make costumes for the puppets.
Yeah, Biowatch. No. Yeah, Biowatch stop motion. Not
It's
anymore.
where the toys go walking around by themselves.
No, like so there's this guy.
So
So
good
it's
dog.
about this
is-
guy. He collects action figures, and his action
Hang
figures
on.
just like start taking sides and get
so
mad
good dog.
really
My
easily.
website is let me see if I can get a link for it actually.
Look, it has an eye. The phone has an eye.
I don't care.
I'm looking. I'm staring.
Just
I'm staring.
Khadija.
Oh, it's
Wait.
actually.
There we
Oh,
go.
it says your
There.
name. It says your name. I remember when you were on one of those gardening.
Why is there a picture of me on there?
Can you just
What was that moral like
so
expression?
there's my website.
Okay.
And we'll have
I'm not wearing the scarf.
we'll have
I want to make stop motion videos and get a stop motion channel.
let me finish saying what I'm saying.
No
So-
bedtime yet. Even if we go to sleep.
So we'll have the pickles listed on that website in the next couple of weeks. I'll make a post about it when we do, but yeah,
I'm gonna draw.
I'm taking orders. So
You
if anyone
punched me.
does want to email me about it, or if anyone does want to put a pre-order in, then that's absolutely fine as well. Pre-order at the moment, I've probably got about 20 orders already, and I only put a couple of posts out yesterday about us going ahead and doing it.
Why is there only a big,
But I've been
big bump on
I've
the
been
side?
just be quiet. I've been planning it for about a year to do it this year, and if we can turn it into a little business, then that can mean we're making more videos for you. Then that's what we're gonna hopefully do. So
I got like a gap between my teeth.
effect on neem oil on aphid is absolutely brilliant. Have a look at the video that I've done on it. It'll explain to you everything about it in there.
Aphid.
So
Well, what's it? Oh, right, aphid are those tiny.
there is a video on it. I've done a video on it. Go and check that out. Your answers are all there. So I'll go into hospital tomorrow. See you
Wait,
next
Dad,
time.
are aphids small?
Henrik, good luck. I hope it's nothing serious.
What's Henrik
And I'm
doing?
wishing you well. So
Why to go in hospital?
right, neem oil, yeah, absolutely. Neem oil will kill aphids. Do go and check out my video on it. It's quite detailed. It goes into it, all the explanation on that. Right, this is getting a bit crazy. We've passed our hour mark, so I'm gonna on that note I'm gonna call it a night.
That's a point. Make it.
Assalamu alaikum.
No. Let it be one. Let that minute finish.
Dads are more fun than mums.
Yeah, there we go.
Dads
a
are
good one.
more fun than mums.